Kia ora, boys and girls. You might notice that playpen behind me. That's for my dog, Mr. Finn. He'll come along with story time soon. Anyway, story today, Honk, and it's by Elizabeth Pulford. One dark and windy night, as Henry, there's Henry, lay in bed listening to a storm whistling through the trees, he thought he heard a strange sound. A small, sad, honking kind of sad sound. Honk, honk. When Henry went outside the next morning, there, nestled in his sandpit, was a large white bird. "It's a goose," said Mum. "Must have got hurt in the storm last night." All through the day, the goose stayed put in the sandpit. And all through the day, Henry watched it. And the cat did too. That night, as Henry climbed into his bed, he said, "When will the goose go home?" "When its wings are stronger," said Mum, tucking him in. There's Honk outside. Later, Henry climbed out of bed, tiptoed to the window, and peered out. And in the moonlight, the goose looked whiter than ever, plumped down into the sandpit like a great pillow. "Hello," he said after breakfast, going up quite close. The goose blinked a beady eye. Henry scattered some corn on the ground. The goose stretched out its long neck and picked it up. Honk came the small sound before he settled down again. There and then, Henry decided a good name for the goose would be Honk. On the third morning, when Henry scattered some seed and grass, the goose stretched its wings and stepped out of the sandpit. "Hello, Honk," said Henry, standing back a bit. "Honk," said the goose. "You want to be friends?" asked Henry. "Honk." Yes, "hello, Honk, honk, honk." After that, Henry and Honk went everywhere together. Down the small slope at the back of the house and around the dog kennels, through the tunnel of dark trees and over to the frog pond, where Honk would take a swim. It's got an interesting house, isn't it? All those dogs. 3 dog kennels. And frogs. 3 frogs. "Come on, Honk," said Henry, day after day. "Honk," would come the reply. Honk's honk sounded a little louder each day. His wings seemed a little stronger too. Then at night, after Mum tucked him into bed and turned out the light, Henry would hop. Over to the window he would go to make sure Honk was snuggled down, safe in the sandpit. Every morning Henry would ask, "Is Honk going home today?" Mum would say, "Not today. His wings aren't strong enough." And there's the mum looking out the window. The little sister. And what's the little sister? She's giving the cat something to eat. Until one morning, when the air felt warm and springy, Henry saw Honk bouncing about like he was on a trampoline, up and down, with his white wings flapping, as if excited and expecting something. "Honk's going home today," Henry said to Mum. "Yes," said Mum, "I think you're right." Henry went over to Honk and he put his arms round him. "Bye, Honk," he said. You've been the best friend." His cat eyeing up a couple of birds, as cat does. No sooner had Henry taken his arms away than a great flock of geese appeared in the sky. Honk flapped his wings and took off, flying higher and higher, and then he honked loud and clear. Not once, not twice, but 3 times a honk. And as Henry stood there watching Honk get smaller and smaller, he knew the honks were for him. And that's the end of the story. This, boys and girls, is really a story about friendship. About friendship between Honk the goose and Henry the boy. And sometimes in friendships we help each other, and then the person gets big and strong enough to go on their own. So that's one type of friendship. Other friendships are you help each other, and then you help the other person helps the other one, and this relationship, the friendship, keeps on growing and building over the years. Different types of friendships. Some come and go, some remain. Have a lovely week. Bye.